Bryant Family Medicine, all sports media presents Around the Mound baseball and softball show. And before we even kick things off, we want to wish all them great mothers out there happy Mother's Day from all of us at Bryant Family Medicine to all of yuns. And um, what you can say about moms? I guess if it wasn't for moms, we wouldn't be here. And I know I love my mom. God bless her. May she rest in peace. And hope to see her in heaven one day and miss her every day. I love you, Mom. Thank you for just keeping me alive over the years. And thank you for the advice you gave me. Thank you for being my mom. Your mom's your mom. So happy Mother's Day to all the great moms out there. And I hope that today has rocked for you, and hopefully somebody's cooked you some dinner or taken you out to dinner or something like that. So I know what do you do to your better half there, Edward?
Well, I took her out to eat and had her nails done the other day for Mother's Day. So
Yeah, no, I took Amy out to eat and bought her outfit. Amy ain't a flower top person or a nail person, so we sure boogie down at the Huddle House today for sure. But again, big shout out to all the moms in the world, and got a big show planned for tonight. Got a lot of really good guests, and might be a longer than normal show, but we'll try to keep things moving along. Um, Before we get started, a big shout out to Bryant Family Medicine for sponsoring us and giving us opportunities to be able to do the things that we do, and just a great bunch of people. And Lord knows I was battling some illness there earlier in the year, and slowed me down on a lot of school visits and stuff. And I'm trying to make up on a lot of time right now, but that's the people to go to if you need to get fixed up really quick.
I would have to agree. And, I was going to give them a big shout out myself because without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do today.
And I think Edward's still trying to work to try to get all this put on their pages and get it all transferred. And again, sorry for the delay on their group pages on Facebook. And I think we've explained it the last couple of weeks. It's not an air issue. It's not your issue. It's a uh, maybe say third party issue with StreamYard Facebook where I can't explain it. It gives me a headache to try to understand it. But the only way we could do them on their group sites is literally share them to our pages and then reshare them back to the groups. And yeah, it's quite a bit of work to it. But I think Edward, he gets her done. Makes him sweat a little bit, makes him cross his eyes a little bit, makes him headbutt. But we're used to that with Edward.
Sometimes it is a headache, but you got to do what you got to do to support and promote all the student athletes. So I mean, it's that part's easy compared to what they have to do.
While we're waiting for our first guest, Mikey Neal, to come on, Edward, you was reading me some interesting numbers. If you can go over a little bit of that to us, and this is within a 1 day span or a 2 day span.
2 day span.
Okay.
Well, let me get back to it. But this has to be some type of like record breaking or something huge. But I want to give a big shout out to everybody that has visited our website because from May 10th to May the 11th, in a 2 day span, we had right at 700 people, 700 visitors come on the page and basically check it out. And we've had right at 1,200 page views. So, 1,200 different people viewing a story, a post, or something we done So, I just have to give them a big shout out. And, within just a few months, it's a big, massive thing. We've already had, you know, close to 20,000 people come view our pages. So that's a huge shout out.
20,000 in a couple of months, 1,200 plus on one story alone. Wow, that's good. Big shout out to all the people that are following us and helping us out. And again, cannot say enough about our viewers. Cannot say enough about our viewers tonight. And thank you all for tuning in to us tonight. But that being said, let's bring on our first guest. You ready, Edward?
I am.
Edward's always ready. Mikey Neal, thank you for coming on tonight.
Guys, thank you all for having me.
Before we go with the interview, do you want to go by Mikey or Mike, or are you good with Mikey? Or
Honestly, I think it'd be best if I go by Mikey so that my mother does not kill me for trying to go by Mike right now. So let's
well,
stick with Mikey tonight. That's all right.
okay, we'll go with Mikey. We don't want Mom mad, especially on Mother's Day for
Yeah,
sure.
especially on Mother's Day, trying to honor her right now.
Yeah.
We'll go with Mikey tonight.
Well, I can tell you a story on that. My oldest son, his name's Mark Alexander Gregory, so we called him Alex his whole life. But when he turned 18, he's like, "No more Alex. I'm gonna be Mark." So he specifically wants to be Mark right now. So, but at 18, you can't stop it. Then it's like, but yeah, I'll let him do it. But Mikey, just tell us a little bit about how the season's going to this point.
Well, and the season's going good. Like I feel like our team right now is clicking at the right time. Like of course, like the whole season builds up to, the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Because that's when district, that's when region starts
Yeah.
playing. So like all this stuff you did before really doesn't matter. Now it's okay. I gotta win against this guy, and I'm gonna see his best, and I'm gonna see this team's best. So this is my favorite time of the year. This is where real competition comes out. So I do like where we stand.
But I mean, basically, I'm sure you've heard this term. You're not at this point yet, but you're getting there to that win or go home deal. So is that so is that like a mentality that like it's time to bring it up a notch now, or is that how it goes?
Yeah, I think it's like I think you said it best. It's you can say like your coaches are going to be on a little bit more, just like you're really cleaning up the small details. Because if you fix the small things, the big things will take care of itself. So I mean, that's what our team's been kind of working on. It's just fixing the small things, and I feel like we've been doing that really well the past couple of weeks. So now it should carry on.
And talking about Coach, could you speak a little bit about Coach Philpott?
Oh yeah, he's easily my favorite coach I've ever had. He the way he understands the game, and how me and him can talk back to each other and stuff like that. Like, okay, he sees this, I see that, and like we'll talk and we'll come to agreement on some on things and stuff. Especially where they got the new pitch comps and stuff in our ears. Like we're able to have conversations like during the game, and so like he's a I think he's a Cumberland alumni. So he's played that college level, and I'm like, hey, I'm seeing this on the batter. What do you think on this? And of course, you can see that's why I think our pitching's been so great, solely from Philpott.
See, I'm glad we get guests like you on to educate me, because I'm light years behind. But is that something you just started this year, did the earpieces, or is that something you've been doing, or?
Yeah, that just got legalized this season, I guess they'll call it. Yeah, so that's when KHSA allowed it.
So does that drastically improve the stands for pitchers, or just I mean, how does that drastically improve it?
Well, when it works, it improves, like for especially for me, it improves a lot because like how like the old sign and stuff, people
Yeah.
can steal that. Well, now you just cover your mouth, and then nobody can like hear or see what you're saying. and that just makes it a lot better. So then you can also say like, hey, go talk to him. Like, just give him a couple. Like, just instead of having him come out there, he's just saying, hey, go talk to him, tell him this, and that just saves a lot of time and honestly kind of speeds up the game a little better and just makes it a little bit more simple. Say that.
You hear that a lot about sports, about people sealing signs and stuff, but no, I see the motions myself by the coaches and stuff. I'm like, I would never be able to figure out that. It's just too much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even try to go there. But I know that has to take a lot of work and study just to learn all that too. So
Oh yeah, 100%. And especially with the suns in your eyes, it's going to be a little harder to see.
yeah,
So.
uh, I'm Edward.
Well, first off, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show, Mikey.
Yep.
And
Yeah, thank you for having me.
but the first question I got for you is I've seen that y'all have played in some, quite a few like classics invitations like the Beach Bash and stuff like that. So how does playing in those and seeing that different style of competition, how does it help you come like district and region down?
Well, it gives us a new look, say that. So like obviously you're gonna see everybody in this region at least twice every year. And you go outside of region, you're gonna see another arm that's doing something a little bit different that we've never seen in this region. So then like we come across that and say, you know, like every year some kid comes up in this region and just dominates. So now like say we saw that at Florida, or we saw this in Cordia. So now we know what to expect, we know what to look for, and it helps us in the long run. Say that. So
And, well, I'm a stat kind of guy because once you get mine and Mark's age, that's about all you can do anymore is look at stats because we can't do the rest of it. But I gotta say you're absolutely killing it out there because right now there's 2 games missing on your stats, but right now you're right at 38 RBIs, 7 home runs, batting a 366. I mean, you're just absolutely out there killing it. So what do you do to be able to maintain that high level of performance that you've been doing?
uh, I think it honestly just comes down to the approach, because that's all I've been talking to my coaches about. It's like, well, it's too late in the year to focus on mechanics. Right now, we have to focus on approaches. Like, hey, when we go to the plate, this is what we're looking for. Just being disciplined and stuff. And that's one thing 12 has been good at in the past couple of weeks is talking about approaches and just seeing this pitch, seeing this spin, looking at the arm angles and stuff, looking on one side of the plate or not, and just being disciplined. And I think that factors in. So.
And the 7 home runs and 38 RBIs that definitely stands out to me for sure. But I know there's quite a few pitchers that I've seen you go up against that's got a lot of speed and different forms of pitches that comes to you. Just how are you capable of seeing those and knowing like when it's your turn to be able to just knock it away?
Well, I think it honestly goes to our early days, like in December, January, February, where we're doing inter squad. Because then you got Bradrick Jeremiah and Cruz Sama, just one of our top 3 fastest arms. You got, ranges from all the way from like 80 to 86, 87. So you're already seeing that high velo throughout the winter and stuff. So when you get into season, you're like, hey, I saw that. I've hit this pitch. I've seen this spin. I've seen that. So then now it's just like, okay, I've done it once. I can do it again. So then when you go to the plate, you're not as nervous. You're just, okay, I'm loose. I'm comfortable. I've seen this. So.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I can't see hardly any of the pitches that's coming in. But I mean, it from stat wise, you're seeing about everyone that's coming. So I got to ask you, are you like a big trash talker when you're out there, or do you just like let your game just do the talking?
I'm actually quite the opposite of trash talking. You can ask anybody I played against. I'm actually just a talker. Like, I'm a big teddy bear when it comes onto the field. Like for me, I play better when I'm just loose. I'm having fun. I'll talk to like our teammates around, just kind of joking around with them a little bit. Um, if I know a friend on the other team, I'll kind of talk to him a little bit. Catch up on, hey, how you doing, bud? So Yeah, I'm quite the opposite than a trash talker. So
Well, see, like, if I knocked multiple home runs on Mark and he was over there crying or something, I'd probably go over and pick him up, knock him back down, kick dirt on him, tell him throw
He
me
would.
another pitch. I mean, I'm gonna trash talk him all day long.
He would. He would.
But before I turn you back over to Mark, I know you've got from what I see, you've got a pretty brutal stretch in your last couple of games. Looks like you got North Laurel at home, and then you got two back-to-back away games against Southwestern and Madison Southern.
hmm
So, yeah, looking on that, what's your thoughts going into those final couple games you have?
I think it's good for us, honestly. So seeing high level competition right around district and region, I think it's going to be good for us because if we're going to be playing high, district time, region time, you got to play just a little bit higher. So if you're say you're already like a couple of, say I guess you're more experienced than the teams around this district, then you already have the edge on other teams. So I think if we play high competition throughout the season, I think we'll be pretty good come when it really matters. So
I mean, I have to agree. But Mark,
Everybody knows the talent just across the board on your team, and are they? I know you said you're not a trash talker, but you are. You're just a friendly talker and stuff like that. But maybe are they some days at practice that maybe Sima or Bradrick, like pitching to you or something like that. Maybe a friendly competition. I'm gonna hit a home run on you this time.
oh, absolutely. Like me and Bradrick have been battling it out since Little League, saying who's better at this pitch, who's better, who can hit this far, who can throw the fastest. So far, Mark, he's got me by, he struck me out one more time, then I've hit off him. So yeah, as bad as it is, or K. Elam has a higher exit velo than me, or Noah Simon's just the fastest on the team. Like I think that's what makes us so good is we all have like a friendly competition
Yeah,
together, and like we know our skills, so we just use
yeah,
that to win ball games.
yeah.
So
Well, I just had a moment in my head. I'm thinking of Rocky 3. When Carl Weathers trained Rocky, he said, "At the end here, at the end, you owe me a favor." So I can see those guys 20 years down the road. You owe me a favor. Have to get
yeah,
back out there and
yes, 100%, yes,
pitch.
yes.
Mikey, I know you spoke about some of the small things and cleaning them up, and I've been asking a lot of players down the stretch here the same stuff. We know what Corbin's ultimate end goal is, but what is it going to take for you to reach that?
Uh, I just think we just gotta play execution baseball. I mean, you can't win if you don't have runners on. And one thing we've been doing good recently is getting on base. So if we get on base and we just execute, if that's just a bunt down the third base line, we move a runner to third, then a stack fly, or I just if we just execute, then what can go wrong?
Um, I do want to thank you for coming on Mother's Day. I can't let you go. Do you have any special shout outs for that?
Uh, yeah. Matter of fact, for all the mothers watching this, we just all want to say Happy Mother's Day, and we can't thank you all enough for everything you do for us boys. Because by God, we need it. So
Yeah, I I can't give enough thanks to my mom for what she did for me over the years. I mean, if it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't be here today. So I owe everything in the world to her. But Mikey, I know you're a senior. I got one more, and then I'll let you go. I know you're a senior, but I know there's a whole off season left. I'm not counting it down for you, but have you had time yet to start reflecting on some of the things now?
yes, just of course, yeah, like on our off days, like or weekends and Sundays, you kind of just take it one week at a time, and you just look back on it, you're like, wow, like, I got three more regular season games, or I got one more game on Don House Stadium, and I'll never play there again. Like it, yeah, it's sad, but like you just, I don't think
One
at
cha-
this time you don't really worry about yourself. You just worry about your team more.
Right.
So I
But
guess I've had some time to reflect on it,
but am I
uh,
right by saying one chapter ends, another chapter begins, something like that?
oh yeah, yeah. It's just one thing ends and then opportunity opens up.
Yep.
So
Edward, I'll let you finish off with them.
But before we let you go, I got three questions. I got three more questions for you. But we do have a graphic that we do typically try to make, since Mark's going to overskip that part, for every student athlete that we bring on the show. And, I can't always believe what Mark says about them, so I just want to kind of get your opinion.
I'm
Whenever it
sorry.
pulls up
If you
here.
say that again, like I had network issues.
I was about to say we make a graphic for every student athlete that comes on, and we just want to kind of get your thoughts on it, because Mark will send them out to everybody.
That looks absolutely sick. I love that. That is sick. So yeah,
But
whoever did that did a fantastic job on it.
Well, I do
yeah,
appreciate that.
he'll make them shareable for you or your family or anybody else.
Thank you, thank
And
you.
which are Mark also send them to you. But my final couple questions I got for you, I always like asking these. The time that you've played, baseball, what has been your most favorite game that you've played in?
Ooh, oh, that's a hard question. Ooh, I say my favorite game was my freshman year. We played Whitley County for the district championship at South Laurel. I think it was a 5-5, 5-5, like in a regular in a seven. Score ended up being 7-5 or 7-6 in the eighth inning or something. And I think me and Cade pitched that game. Cade got robbed his eighth grade year, and he hits an absolute bomb to tie the game for us to go to extra innings, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget watching that ball fly to left field, knowing okay, we have a chance now. We have a chance. So that's by far my favorite game I've played.
Well, I could see that. And now this, and you can say either player or team, but throughout the time that you've played, who has been your most favorite player or team to play against?
Play against? Uh,
Yep.
I feel like I just gotta say Whitley County just because the level of competition there. I mean, you break it down, like we're kind of even throughout my 4 years. We've won this many games, they won this many games. Like the score is just back and forth the whole time. So it's like you're going in thinking this is gonna be a dogfight, and this is what I love. So
Well, I mean, I can see that. I always like the dogfight games myself. But I do want to again thank you for taking the time to come on. And me or Mark want to send these out, send that graph out to you. That way, it's yours to do what you want to with. And we will also make them shareable on our pages and on our website. That way, anybody that wants it, they're free to save it, put it on their pages, whatever they want to with it.
yes, thank you all for having me on here too as well. So
We do appreciate it.
But Mikey, thank you for coming on. I know you got a thing called school. I don't. You being a senior, is school done with you for now, or are you
I got
done?
two more finals and I'm done. So
Okay. I know at Whitley the seniors they graduated Saturday, so
yeah.
I didn't know if you had any more. But again, thank you. I know you got a thing called school and life and baseball and everything else going on. So we're very appreciative when we can get guys like you on and give us your time. But good luck with you and your future. You've got a new chapter fixing to open. And good luck to you and your Corporate Red Hounds. And it's been an honor being able to cover you the last few years.
Guys, thank y'all for the opportunity to be on here. So
Thank you. It's a great interview. I love Mikey, and he's right. Mikey is the real deal on the field. Good at other sports too. But now outside the field, what you see is what you get there, and that's why everybody talks about Mikey and just soft heart, all heart, great family, and just somebody you just like automatically like. But you ready for the next guest? We're rolling tonight, but
I sure
this
am.
I'm excited for this, and this young female is you know you call me Chief Nakahama. I mean, I think here's like the real Chief Nakahama, But let's bring her on. Emmy, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Edward always calls me the Chief Nakahama, but I think we just have to hand that torch to you because look at Edward to go over that here in a minute. There's so much on there I can't even read that right there. That's a lot of wow. You see that you're like wow. Do you look at something else? Wow. Do you look like wow? And it's like my goodness, it's hard not to see the individual stats. I know you're about team, but it's hard not to
Mhm.
recognize them individual stats. And I believe you're just a freshman.
Yeah.
Freshman, Edward, when you read these stats off. But at this point, just tell us how the season's going for you and your team.
So far, the season for me has been going pretty good. And for my team, I feel like we've really just connected a lot this season. I feel like we're really together. We're always talking. We're really loud in the dugout, which is my favorite part. But I feel like overall, this season's just gone pretty good so far.
So that led me to a question because that reminds me of Saturday. But you said loud in the dugout. So can you spill the beans on who leads a chance, or is it just something you take turns on?
Well, there's Amara, our senior. She starts a lot, and then Addie Baker starts a lot, and then I start a lot. So those are really and Audrey Likens. Us four, we kind of rotate in and out. Like we'll kind of be like, okay, do you want to start this chant? And then one of us will just start it all at one time.
Well, I don't want to get on the topic of another game, but a game we covered Saturday, they had these 5-gallon buckets that they was using as drum sets, sitting there just beating
Yeah.
on them and stuff. And I'm like, and almost you got into it, using the stands, and it was you like the beat to it. But on the chance, is it something you practice or you just think of, during the game?
We really just do it during the game. And sometimes, like when we have new chants, it'll sound really weird at first, but then once we get the hang of it down, we're together. But it's really just something in the game we do.
So somebody ain't picking their part up to getting the chance that somebody like get onto them in a day. Hey, let's hear the voice here.
Yeah. We're always to each other like, hey, let's get up in here. Let's get up. Like we're always on to each other about that.
Um, I think I don't know where that come from. Uh, Says you gentlemen do good work. Our local athletes program deserves more respect. Thank you guys, absolutely. Thank you for the kind words. And yes, our programs do deserve a lot of respect, and that's what we're here for. And but we got the easy job. We just get to cover these athletes. The student athletes like Emmy, they put in all the work and stuff. We just sit on the couch and we just put the numbers together for them. So just tell us a little bit about Coach Mink and what she's meant to you and meant for the team.
Carly to me has really just been a mentor of like, you did this wrong, fix it, move on. Like it's really just you did it wrong, move on, have fun with the game. That's really just all it is. And for the team, I feel like she's kind of helped us all gel better because like during practice, like we'll do fun stuff, but it's also stuff that we'll learn really good from. I feel like she's just helped us better as a team, be more together.
Well, I believe Everett's going to try to blow your head off with a bunch of mind wrangling stats here. So just I feel them coming. So Everett.
Well, I am a stat guy. So especially since once you get to my age, that's all you can do. But you know, you've got 38 RBIs and 9 home runs on the stats that have been posted right now. I mean, just how do you do it?
I go to batting lessons at Taylor Made Sports Academy with Jeff. I really just work all the time. I'm always at lessons or out hitting in the garage off a tee. I'm always just putting some sort of work in.
You know, speaking of the 38 RBIs and 9 home runs, that's stats that you'll hear in like careers or multiple seasons. And here you're just putting this up in just a single season and just being a freshman too. I mean, the word "sky's the limit." I don't even know. I think whatever's above the sky is the limit for you putting up numbers like that. But other than what you said, going to batting practice, what do you do in the off season to just be able to keep performing like you do?
In off season, I go to batting lessons. I'll lift weights. I'm never really not practicing. I'm always doing something.
Edward, before you go to the next question, something else that grabbed my attention too, and Edward, you're better at these stats than me. 20 walks. That shows me nobody wants to pitch to her. You take them 20 walks there, you might go from 9 home runs to 29 home runs. Do you feel, are there ever a moment in a game you're like, pitch to me, just draw me something, and they're like drawing it over your head and in the dirt?
Yeah, there's been some times I've been like, oh, they're not going to pitch me this game. And I've been intentionally walked some this season, so I'm like, they really don't want to throw to me sometimes. But it makes me mad sometimes. But, like, it's still – I've just got to kind of get used to that, I guess.
Well, I'd say you're going to have to get used to that quite a bit more. I mean, you knock the ball around the way you do. But
That leads me to my next question, about intentionally walking. If I would have ever got intentionally walked, I'd have had mixed feelings. I'd have been happy that they thought I was that good, but then I'd been mad that I didn't get to swing at it. So how do you feel when they just go ahead and put you on base?
Well, I try to be like, oh, this is a positive thing. I'm on base. The person behind me can bat my running. I try to be positive about it, but most of the time I'm just like, why will they not pitch to me? I want them to pitch to me so bad, but it's very much so mixed feelings.
I can see that, and I can tell you why they probably don't want to pitch to you that much. 9 home runs in a single season. I don't know if I'd want to pitch either. I'd be afraid that every time I throw it to you, I'm getting knocked out of here. But going over your season, how do you think that the schedule that you have played? Because like I've seen that you've been in, you've went to like Orlando, Florida. You've played quite a few out of state teams also. How does playing teams like that help you come district and region now?
I think playing teams like that helps us get better because those teams are so high in competition. So if we're just playing teams that are like not that good and will run roll more than likely, we're not going to get any better. We have got to be able to play high competition games where it's neck and neck the whole time.
So, talking about, the way that you like to bat, when you're up there, is there a certain style of pitch that you look for the most, or are you just basically just wanting them to pitch to you?
I'm just wanting to pitch. I just want one pitch that I can hit somewhere.
I mean, I can see that, but before I keep hitting all the hard hitting questions, I'm gonna let Mark ask you a couple.
Without you giving us a scouting report on you to every team the world will use against you, if you can't answer this, you don't have to. But I play Major League Baseball on my PlayStation 4, and like I can whack the home runs if it's a high pitch. So are they any certain locations you like better than others?
I don't really want to answer that because if I answer, they'll never pitch me there.
Yeah, okay. See, I didn't think you could, but I always like the high ones though. But I didn't think you could answer that. I asked Mikey before you come on, and we know that you got a teammate, which is a great pitcher also. Are they ever any friendly competition that she's pitching to you? Like, I will hit a home run on you, a little back and forth there a little bit?
No, not really. No, whenever I'm pitching her, I'm always just wanting to make her look as good as I possibly can. I'm just like, I'm your teammate. Like, I'll just stay your teammate. I'll always be your teammate.
But that being said, I think you got Millsboro next. You played them earlier in the season. It sort of the final result shocked me a little bit. So what can you tell us about Millsboro?
They're a team that if you overlook them, they're going to jump on you very quickly. And I think that was our biggest problem because we had beat them the previous year. That we were kind of like, oh, we'll just go beat them again, and they jumped on us very quickly, and it was hard for us to recover after they did.
Um, and of course, the previous guest who was talking about this, and it's repetitive questions, but you still got a lot of season left, of course. But it is sort of the regular season's winding down, and we know what your team's end goal is. Of course, you want to be the last team standing. What is it going to take for Yuns to reach that mountain again?
I think the thing that we really need to do is just play loose and have confidence in the way we know we can play. Because I feel like sometimes we feel like there's so much pressure on us that we'll stiffen up during the game, and that'll make us mess up some. I just think we need to play loose and know that we have each other's backs.
I don't know if Edwards asked you this. I cut out there for a few minutes, but uh, me and Edwards trash talkers, and we know you can knock a mighty hard pitch. You can knock it from here to the next county if you got a hold of one. But do you ever feel like I know that you probably wouldn't ever do this, but does it ever feel like when you're up there at the plate, you want to do like a Babe Ruth thing? You just want to like call your shot or something?
I get nervous doing that because I'm like I feel like I jinx myself if I do that. So I don't really like trash talk or anything like that.
Well, just to let you in, if I knocked a home run or even just hit Mark pitching at me and he was over in a corner crying, I'm gonna pick him up, knock him back down, kick dirt on him, probably laugh at him, probably kick him again. I mean, I just way I'd do it.
I get nervous because I'm like I'm gonna jinx myself and I'll never hit again. I don't like trash talking.
Emmy Edwards, the definition. If you go to look up the word trash talk, it says ask Edward Hall. I mean, that's just that's the definition to it. But Edward, I think Edward's probably got a few things he might want to show you and stuff.
So we always like to try to make a graphic for every student athlete we bring on the show, and this is just kind of our way of saying thank you for taking your time to come on and just talk with us. But Mark always tells me he likes them, but I can't always believe what Mark says half the time because unless it's Taco Bell, he really don't like much. So I just want to get but I just want to kind of get your thoughts on it.
Okay. Oh, that's really good. I really like that. That actually looks really good.
Well, I do appreciate that. And of course, Mark will send it out to you, and then we'll post it on our pages and our website and stuff like that, so that anybody and everybody that wants it, they can feel free to save it, share it, post it, whatever they want. But I do got a couple final questions for you before we let you go. Now, even though the season is almost over, but thinking back at the very beginning of the season, was there one team that you had highlighted that you was looking to play against the most?
I mean, there's always two that pop up in my head just because they're such big rivals of South, and it's North and Corbin.
I was going to guess it. So, I was going to guess it for you.
Those are just teams that you want to beat so bad. So, like, those are the teams that you're always like, those two are the ones that we've got to beat. So it's just because it's such high competition games, and it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, those two teams probably.
I'd have guessed that right. That's what I was thinking.
And then these two questions I always have to ask every student athlete, but through your time playing softball, what has probably been your most funnest game that you have played in?
I would probably say 7th grade whenever we played North, and it was a tie ball game, and I had hit the game-winning home run. That will always stick out to me forever. That game is just one of my favorite games I've ever played. Just because it was so high competition and know that I helped my team out in that big of a way, it always sticks out to me.
And you can say player or team, but as of right now, who has been your most favorite player or team to play against?
I would say North or Corbin just because of the atmosphere of the games.
Actually, I've been to a couple of those, and the atmosphere is, it'll get you pumped for sure.
Yeah.
So, but again, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on, and I've really enjoyed getting to talk to you. And of course, the graphic, I will make sure Mark gets them sent out to everybody. And again, just keep doing what you're doing because above the sky's the limit for you. So.
Thank you for having me.
The funny thing about it, Emmy, and it's funny, like you've been at South Florida. Normally, when you talk about rivals, it's always North and Corbin. You speak to somebody at Corbin, it's always North and South. Speak to somebody from North, it's Corbin and South. I mean, it's like that triangle right there for sure. But it's, I know it's really, really fun on all the ends. I know you just want to beat each other, on the field, on the courts, on the football fields, but I'm sure that there's probably a lot of strong friendships outside of that
Yeah.
too. So that's always a good thing about it. But again, just what Edward was saying, thank you for coming on. We appreciate Yuns more than you'll ever know because Yuns give us your time, especially on the Mother's Day. Before I let you go, any shout outs there?
I'll give a shout out to my mom. I just want to thank her for always being there for me and always lifting me up when I have a bad game or just anything. I just want to say I love you and thank you for being my mom.
Absolutely, we all over moms for sure. But again, we appreciate Yuns more than you'll ever know for giving us your time. Well, you've got other things on your agenda. You got school, you got sports, you've got all the training that you do, and then you have a couple guys. Hey, come on our show. It's like, but we do appreciate you for sure, and absolutely want to wish you individually the best of luck on your future and your next chapters, and absolutely want to wish you and your team the best of luck on what comes out here the rest of the year. And I know we're going to see you on ESPN, so just remember when you're at these big time college games, remember the poor guys, slip them a ticket every now and then.
I will.
Okay, but we do thank you for coming on. And we
Thank you
got a
for
comment
having
on here. We are proud of Emmy and thankful she is healthy. Absolutely, we're thankful. But we do thank you for coming on and wish you and your team best of luck.
Thank you for having me.
It's another good interview. And I guess that's a comment you just posted, right? Yeah. Yeah, where
Yeah,
you're on it. You are on it tonight. You won the MVP or something here tonight. You got all the sharing done. You got all the graphics up. You've been on it here. I'm proud
that's
of you.
what they call me around here. They call me Mr. MVP.
Well, are we ready for our third guest? Let's see if we
Rocking and
can bring
rolling.
her on. Yeah, let's see if we can bring her on. Ashley Jackson, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I didn't know if you was going to be able to make it this time or not. When I saw you pop up down there, I was like, oh yeah, she must have You don't drive like Edward, do you?
No, I'm actually in Middlesboro right now. My mom and dad said let's just stop in Middlesboro, and I didn't mind because sometimes driving is just boring.
Well, I mean, there's a me. I'm an eater. I'm just saying, there's a few good places to eat at Millsboro.
There is. I've ate at the Yamato Japanese Steakhouse. It's some good food there.
See, you know food, Addison. I cannot get Edward to eat at a Japanese steakhouse or a Chinese restaurant or nothing. So, Addison, would you do me one quick favor before we start asking you all these softball? Will you educate him about some real food?
Yeah. Do you want to know about Japanese food? Like my favorite
Yeah.
sushi. There's spicy crab rolls that I get at Lexington in the mall, and they've got crab in them, and then they're surrounded by rice, and you can get kimchi, and you can put it on there, and you can get crab sauce that you can top it with. It is so good. I would recommend it. And you have stir fry. It's so good. I would definitely go to a Japanese steakhouse or any place. It's so good. I love eating pretty much anything. I'm not a picky eater at all.
You can't
Well,
go
see,
wrong.
I'm a very picky eater.
Addison, you want me to tell you a story here, and this will make you laugh. Years ago, I took Edward to Wild Wing in Corbin. I don't know if you've ever ate there.
I don't
And
think I've heard of it.
And you know the only thing he ate? He ordered 10 fortune cookies.
Oh my gosh.
That's all he ate. 10 fortune cookies.
That's a sweet treat.
That's a true story, and everyone knows I'm telling the truth.
That is a true story.
Fortune cookies are good. But it's a little bit more than just fortune cookies to get you nice and full, though.
Well, listen, you know, I live by a motto that if I can't pronounce the food, then more than likely I just don't want to eat that food.
Well, we have a Mexican restaurant in Harlan. It's called El Chorrito, and my brother, he can't say like the word chicken in Spanish. He'll say polo, but instead it's pronounced pollo. So I make fun of him every single time because he's always like, "Can I please get the polo Harlan?" And it's pronounced pollo. I get mad at him all the time. He's actually back here with me. He's just, you know, actually I have my dog and my brother with me, but I don't think my dog will come on here with me.
Yeah. So I asked at the Mexican places, I ask you, red sauce or cheese sauce?
Cheese sauce for sure.
Absolutely, cheese sauce on everything. Just load it up.
If you mix them together, it makes a great combination.
The cheese and the red sauce?
Oh yeah, it makes a good combination.
I need to try that. I just always all cheese sauce all the time.
I love the cheese sauce though.
See, Edward's probably not liking that either. He ain't saying.
I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest with you.
See, if
my wife and kids probably do, but
this is the same guy. We go to McDonald's the other morning, and he eats 4 hash browns.
Oh my goodness, I love the hash browns. The hash browns are good.
See, when you stop at McDonald's, you have to get hash browns.
You have to, because if you get like a sausage biscuit or a chicken biscuit, you got to put them together.
Exactly. See, he makes fun of me all the time. I do a sausage biscuit, put my hash brown on it.
Edward does that. Yeah. You know, we're going to have to start a new show, Talking Food with Edward, Addison, and Mark. I think we could do this.
That would be great.
We don't need sports. Let's hit that to the side. Let's just talk. Now you got me starved to death. I just ate half of a pizza before this show. Now I'm starving to death.
Hey, after this, you can go get you something to eat.
Oh yeah. But on the other topic, Addison, I just talked about your team season at this point.
I think we're doing really good. We started off with a couple losses, and then we come back with wins. The game that we had against Hazard, I felt like we played really, really good. There's just games sometimes where we're not as focused, and of course that happens to every team. But I mean, I feel like ever since I started playing on my set, like when I played in 7th grade with the high school. And since then, we have came so far. I could tell you so much about just each individual player on my team, about how much they've improved. And it's just, I feel like we've really came together as a team. And I can say that we are all like a family. And even if we lose, we always learn from it. And when we win, we're never satisfied.
Addison, I know there's no such thing as a good loss. Okay, I'm not even going to try to go to that point. But you spoke about it, Hazard. That was a score me and Edward was talking about. I mean, statewide, Hazard's being really recognized statewide.
Yes.
And what was it? One point one run game, 9-8,
Yes,
and
I
you
think
was right there with them. One
I
of
know.
the state's best. So could a game like that really kickstart the season and really start taking you to the next level?
Yes, I feel like that game we really like our intensity was there, and we didn't let. There was many moments in that game where we could have let the best get to us, and we overcame it. And of course, we lost, but it was a great. We learned so much from that game, and I feel like it was just a great game. I feel like we learned a lot from that game.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that score, me and we talked about that probably half a day. It's like, wow, did you see that? And then when you start seeing that, you're like, that Harlan team could play if anybody. They could play with a team called Hazard. That's impressive. And I'm just not saying that. That was impressive. But Edward, I'll let you take over, and these are going to be yeah, some good ones because I
So,
know what he's fixing to hit you with.
I'm a stat guy, especially when you get my age, just about all I can do anymore is just look at stats because I can't put none out there anymore. But, this is 29 games reported according to the KHSAA. You got 41 RBIs on the season, 16 doubles, 5 triples, 8 home runs, and you're batting a 610. Just how do you do it? Just how do you do it?
Well, I have to say that all of that just came from hard work, consistency, and my family just believing in me, to be honest with you. I go to lessons about every Sunday to Mark Weekly, and we go over every single thing that I could possibly, everything that's my weakness. He's broke me down and he's brought me back up. And I wouldn't be where I am today as far as hitting without travel ball. I've played travel ball ever since I was 10. And I sometimes I have a bad habit of looking at negatives. I always have this saying that it takes one negative to ruin 3 positive things. So for every negative, I'm always like, oh gosh, dang, I could have done that. But everybody keeps saying you need to look at your stats. I mean, your stats are phenomenal. And honestly, it's just come from the hard work, my hitting coach, and my family, and God, and God.
Um, uh, Edward, can I bring something up for your next question? We heard it from a great one last week, and educate me because I know I'm going to be wording this differently. But he had one of the best points I ever heard that Hall of Famers, you know, Major League Hall of Famers, get their batting what below. How did he word that? Maybe you could refresh me.
I think some of them don't even get 300.
Yeah, and Addison, you're batting 610. You're basically not over half. You're getting close. 3/4 of the time, you're getting a base hit, a home run. You're getting something. I mean, uh, I'm sure that eventually teams are going to start noticing that. And they're just going to just throw it in the sand and say we're not pitching to you.
Well, unfortunately, at the Hazard game, I got pitched to. I got 4 at bats at total, and I got walked 2 of the times. One intentionally, and then the other one, it didn't seem intentional, but she threw them all outside.
Yeah,
And
when they're throwing it in the dirt and then the crowd, it's sort of yeah.
and the thing was, I could have. I didn't know this at the point, but everybody was keeping it secret from me. I had 5 consistent home runs, and if I would have hit one against Hazard, that I would have been tied for first place in the state for a home run every game, and they just wouldn't let me hit. Unfortunately, it's just sad.
So was you giving them all friendly handshakes when you left?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
But my dad was not happy at all. He was punching the fences and everything.
Well, if they would have pitched to you, that 9-8 loss would have probably been a 10-9 win for Yuns or something like that. So
I could have. They pitched to me at first, and unfortunately, I couldn't adjust to the pitching, and I hit about 8 foul balls, and I just couldn't get it, and so I got walked too on that, and it was just devastating.
Edward.
But I heard you say about getting intentionally walked. I've actually asked a few of our student athletes this. I know how I had mixed emotions about the happy 1 minute that they thought hey, don't need to pitch to them. So, but then at the same time, I was mad that I didn't get to try to swing. So, how was your feelings when you was getting intentionally walked?
Um, most of the time, I'm just like, I take it as a compliment, but at the same time, it makes me feel bad for the pitcher, because that's basically the coach saying that they don't have faith in them to pitch it to me. But I just take it as a compliment most of the time. Unfortunately, last year we were in the 52nd district tournament, and we were going against Middlesboro, and the coach walked me every single time, unfortunately, and that made me mad. But that's a situational walk type thing. But most of the time, I take it as a compliment. That's what I take it as.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was actually at that game. Was it 3 times that you got intentionally walked? Because I know it's every time you got up the bat.
I think it was about 3 times, yes.
So yeah, I thought it was. But speaking about Middlesboro, the last game you just played against Middlesboro, didn't get a chance to talk to you, but Ella just had hit a home run. You you hit a home run right over the fence also. The coach looks at the next one that gets up the bat and says, "Oh, well, there ain't no pressure there." So I just got to get the feel that was you just like she can hit one, I'm hitting one too.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes, yeah, if I saw it and I was like, okay, if Ella can do it, I can do it. Ella's doing great this season. A lot of my teammates are doing great this season. I'm pretty sure Ella is on the stats for the most triples right now in the state, which is absolutely great. That is phenomenal. Our shortstop, Ella Farley, she does a great job. Abby Fields. I could go on about every single one of them because I'm so proud of them. They are honestly the best, and they are so supportive no matter what. They are a great team. I couldn't ask for a better team.
Well, Mark, I'm gonna let you ask a couple of questions while I'm actually trying to pull this up so I can make sure that my memory is as good as it used to be.
Um, I've got some inside sources, Addison, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Tell us about, we talk about student athletes. Tell us about like your grades and stuff you make at school.
I have a 4.0 GPA. I
A what?
a 4.0 GPA.
I think I might have had a negative 4.
I took my first AP class last year, and I passed it. And I took my last I took AP US history. My test, I think Friday. I took it Friday, and if I pass that, I get a total of 9 credit hours for college, which is absolutely great. I love school. I love seeing all my friends, and my favorite subjects are English and social studies. That's what I'm really good at, but I'm really bad at math. And the ironic thing is, my mom's a math teacher. So, yeah, I get a load of that a lot, and math is just not my thing at all.
Um, I know you're coming back from Knoxville. I'm guessing. Maybe you could tell us, well, why are you coming back from Knoxville?
Yes, I go to hitting lessons every Sunday and catching lessons. Mark Weekly is the guy I go to. He is the son of Karen Weekly. She coaches her and her husband coach Tennessee softball. And I go to him for hitting and catching. And today was Mother's Day, so we wanted to take Mom out and let her eat and shop and do everything.
So where did you take Mom out?
We ate at Buffalo Wild Wings. She
What is
loves
that?
she
Oh,
loves
so
Buffalo.
she loves it, right? So you let
Oh,
her pick.
yes, we let her pick the mall to let her shop. She loves to shop too.
So does she like the real spicy wings, or she like just give me the original ones?
Oh yeah, she loves the spicy wings. She loves Caribbean jerk. Let me tell you, my dad loves it though. He got when they had the challenge or whatever, he ate like 20 of them and didn't even get a drink. He can take any spicy thing and not even like it doesn't faze him at all.
Well, Ever could tell you a man that we know quite personally. Cause eats like the hottest peppers in the world, like one right after another. I just ain't nothing. I
Oh,
can like smell it. Like not a chance.
not me.
No. So you like
But
spicy food, Addison? Oh, go ahead, Edward.
I like it sometimes. Sometimes it's just a little bit too much though.
well, my thoughts was correct. You know, she's in the state leader for both RBIs and home runs.
Mhm, mhm.
So I just wanted to be sure I was correct on. I had to go back and look at a couple stories. So, but go
I
ahead,
also
Mark.
wanted to say thank you all for putting that out about me on the RBIs and the home runs. I posted it on my Twitter. Thank you guys so much for that.
Well, our problem is, and Addison, and I'm sure you could back us on this one. Them stats are subject to change daily, by the hour, by the minute. And as
Oh,
soon as you post them, somebody's hit 2 home runs, hit five, and like then you're like it's almost a so we try to do it per week, like sort of deal. So, but that's still it's never hardly perfect. But
I
but
totally
yeah,
understand.
go ahead, Addison.
I totally understand. I know everything changes. I mean, uh, I could go 0 for 3. Who knows? It just changes all the time, and you can't really do anything about that. I understand, and I thank you guys so much for posting that
Well,
about.
I think even Mikey, our first guest, we had posted he had hit 6 home runs, and then like the minute we posted, he had just hit a grand slam and hit like number 7. I mean, it's just, I mean, I mean that does happen. Uh,
Yeah.
Actually, you play other sports, don't you?
Yes, I play basketball, and I'm also in band.
So, are they one that you choose over the other? I'm guessing I probably already know this answer, but
Yes, I like softball a little bit more than basketball, but I am getting a lot better at basketball. I feel like anyway.
well, I mean, we've been seeing that too. I mean, of course, there's going to be the next level for you, and would would like a two-sport star? Would that be something you would consider if that was on your plate?
Of course, yes. I enjoy both sports. Both of them are really exciting. Basketball is a little bit more physical than softball, of course. I get to let out a lot of emotions in basketball that I don't get to let out in softball. But if I got to play two sports in college or anywhere, that would be great. And every time I get it, it makes for a busy schedule, but it's great. I love playing basketball. I love doing softball, and I love being in band too. Band's great.
Well, Edward, I'll let you finish with her, and I think Edward's got you a couple, maybe a surprise or two there.
Yeah, so for every student athlete we bring on, we like to put a graphic together, and that's kind of our way of saying thank you for taking your time to come on. And I just kind of want to get your thoughts about it because I can't always believe what Mark says because his old age kind of don't always tell me what I think he just tells me what I want to hear.
Oh my gosh, that looks great. I love that. Oh, and I love
Well,
the in the pictures. Thank you so much. I love that so much.
well, I do appreciate it. And then after the show, we will send it out, and then that way it's yours, it's your family's. You can do whatever you want to with it, and we'll also post it on our pages and our websites like that. But I do got a couple final questions for you, and I
Okay.
always have to ask these.
And is it okay if I ask you a question after you ask me your questions?
You can
Well,
hit us
sure,
with your question first. We're ready for
go right ahead.
So I saw a video of you guys going up to Harrison County. Did you go up there?
We actually went to
it. It's
Tate's
actually
Creek.
Tate's Creek.
Yeah, yeah. So they had what they called the Tate's Creek Showdown, which had like teams from Harrison County, Louisville Mail, uh, help me pronounce this. Is it
Fort,
Chadwell, Caldwell?
Caldwell County,
Well,
Fort Thomas Highlands. Yeah.
Cheyenne Ross. Did you interview her?
I did.
I used to play travel ball with Cheyenne Ross, and did you have Owen? Did you see Owen McCoy?
Yes, she was one of the other girls that I actually talked to.
Yes, Cheyenne Ross and Owen McCoy. I used to be on a travel team with them, and I saw that you had been on there, and I just wanted to say that those girls are great, and I love them. I was on a Louisville Slugger team with them. We played 12U together, and Cheyenne is a great pitcher. And was Owen playing third?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe she was playing third base in the two games that we got to cover.
Yes, a great third baseman and a great pitcher. I just wanted to know for sure if you had those interviews with them.
Yes, we definitely did get to talk to Cheyenne for sure for an interview, and McCoy, we just talked to her after the game was over with because they had to get prepared for their next matchup because they kind of didn't have a whole lot of time to mess around.
Yeah.
But see, I always find that pretty neat that how you go a couple hours away and everybody still knows each other. I still find that pretty neat, especially
Yeah.
travel ball. But
And a shout out to Tate's Creek High School. They brought the red carpet. Thank you. You made us feel like kings. I left out there, my head was this big around, and everyone was trying to squash my head back down to size. But big shout out to Tate's Creek High School. Showed us all the love and had a blast yesterday.
well, Addison agreeing with you on the cheese sauce just made your head that much bigger. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with him now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
Turn side.
But my final couple questions, and I always got to ask these, is your time playing softball. What has been your most favorite game that you have played in?
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'd have to say, can I say two? Can I say two games?
You sure can.
Okay. When I was a freshman, we went against Jenkins, and it was at Jenkins field, and I hit 3 home runs in one game. That was a great game. That was so amazing, and I just love that game so much. And then my second game would probably be, well, it would be a tournament. I went to Oklahoma with one of my past travel teams, and I had a lot of fun up there. And it was a great experience. I got to go see the World Series, and it was a great tournament as well. But those two are probably my favorite.
Did you hear that, Mark? 3 home runs in one game.
When you hit 3 home runs, I did see one picture where you're holding 2 softballs. How do you do it when you hit three? Do you just like try to balance them on your arm or something? Or
Well, I could try to hold it, and then like the middle one just be in the middle, so just squish them together and hold that one like that.
so what's going to happen when you do the 4 home run game?
I just have to carry it like that, or like put two up on my shoulder like that, and hold the other
Yeah.
two like that.
Or maybe ask a teammate to hold the ball for you or something.
Yeah, hold the.
But my final question, you can either say player or team, but who has been your most favorite player or team to play against all time?
My favorite team to play against is probably Middlesbrough because my cousins actually play for the team on Middlesbrough. And there is this super nice catcher on the team. Her name's Alexis, and she always makes sure to say, "Good job," no matter what. And she is a great player, and she is always super positive, and I love going against Middlesbrough. It's a good
So it's
rivalry,
always good to hear it.
and they're. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You're good.
Yeah,
But it's always good to hear a positive note. So
I all the teams that I've went against this year have been super respectful, super nice, and I've had no problems with any of them, to be honest with you.
And, before I turn you back over to Mark, I do just want to say, thank you for taking the time to come on, listen to me and Mark ramble on about, food for about 15 minutes. But, again, thank you. You're having such an amazing season. Sky's the limit for you, and we're looking forward to, what the rest of the season holds for you and your team.
I've enjoyed this interview. Thank you so much for having me. I've had so much fun.
But like Edward says, thank you for giving us your time, and trust me, you're going to be the first one we're picking the phone up to. We start Food Talk by Addison, Edward, and Mark. We
Oh,
could do our Yeah, we could talk about all the local restaurants and the places to go eat at. Give her thumbs up or thumbs down. Oh yeah, I'm telling you that will take off. People want to know what we think about the restaurants, and yeah, that I'm telling you that has a future there. But
it does.
uh,
I'd be
uh
glad to come on here and talk about
I already,
but
I already got the name for it. The local food sports.
it.
yeah,
That's
local
a
food
great.
sports. And saying, and you could like the introduction videos be said. Oh yeah, we could. But Addison, thank you for coming on. I know you probably need to get home, and thank you for your time. Edwards hit it right on the point. Sky's the limit for you. The future's bright. You're definitely going to next level. Just again, like I tell a few others, just slide us some tickets every now and then. We'll come up there and we'll have our pom poms. We'll be cheering you on. And when you're giving these interviews, ESPN will say, "Hey, we interviewed her once." I'll say, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't." Like, yeah, we did. So it's
Of
just
course,
slip
I
slip
will.
us.
I
Go
will
ahead.
for sure. I mean, if when I get to the next level, I will remember you guys, and I will get you guys free tickets for the season.
Oh, sir,
Oh yeah.
Lord,
Oh,
yes.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. But thank you for your time. I know you got other things going on between school and sports and all your training and stuff like that. But you do not know how much we appreciate you also for coming on, and wish you the best of luck individually and your team the best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it.
That's a good interview. That was a good
That
one.
was that was a great interview.
Yeah, that was a good interview. Addison, her family, the Harlan family down there, I just yeah, gotta love them, and she's doing it. You know, the stats speak for themselves. Wow, and Let's go to our next thing. We're way past our norm, but we had 4 guests on tonight, Edward. So, this next interview, it's a taped interview. It's about 9 minutes long. So, we'll run the tape interview, and then I guess we'll go to our top 10 real quick, and we'll call it the night. But it's been a great show. But our next interview is Sage McClure. And we cannot speak enough about her North Laurel team and what they've been doing and what they have been doing, what they're still doing. There's no rebuild at North Laurel; it's all reloading there. So just when you're talking powerhouses in the state, you can't compete. You can't even complete that sentence without North Laurel in that sentence. But and she's a big reason why. Hopefully, I can get this to play. So keep your fingers crossed. The last taped interview we didn't have much luck with. So keep the fingers crossed. Mark Gregory with the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media alongside Sage McClure. And of course, we'll be playing this on our show tonight. So I guess you've already figured out this is being recorded. But one thing I got to give hats off to Sage. He's been very patient with me today. And if one thing's went wrong, another has. So, but Sage, first off, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Uh, we'll just get right straight to it. I've been known with the hard hitting questions, been known for it, but it looks like the team's getting it together. It looks like you're hitting stride at the right time. So, just tell us a little bit about the season to this point.
Well, we started out a little rough, but we're starting to do better now. Our pitchers are starting to pull through for us and step up, and our hitting, we're all starting to hit together, and our team's looking a lot better than it did at the beginning.
Absolutely. I mean, you could definitely see, from where you started at the beginning of the season and to, where you're at to this point. And, of course, I always say when it comes to North Laurel, and I really feel this in my heart, it ain't that you just rebuild, you just reload it, and you lost a great one. We can't speak enough about Emily and stuff like that, but uh, losing a player at that caliber, does it take a while to get things back, to where you're at right now?
Definitely, because I've had to come back into the infield, and we've had to rearrange the whole field, but we're starting to finally get it together.
Um, I love Coach Edwards, and I haven't got time to get down there to cover Yuns, and had a little bit of a sick spell, but I'm slowly getting better. But hopefully get down there for the end of the year. But love Chris, and just tell us a little bit about Coach.
He's a pretty serious guy, but he knows how to have fun when we need to kind of relax in the middle of the game, and he knows how to calm us down sometimes, and he's always there for us.
Well, I don't know if you've heard that term, Sage. I'm a little bit older than you, just a little bit, but Johnny on the spot. But Coach Edwards has always been that to me. Anytime I needed something, text him. What you need, just on
Yeah.
anything he could do to help. And he's always telling me the same thing. Anything I could do to promote my girls, I'm there. And I love him to death for that. And you're right. He does got a little bit of a serious side to him. I'm sure he's probably got that other side too, but he probably just can't show you as much that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking at your stats, and just something and I know you're not a stat person. I know you well enough. You're all about team, but I'm looking at it here. You're one of the leaders at this point, and this is a lot of this stuff don't get updated. You're like a 41 RBIs. You're one of the tops in the region RBIs and stuff like that. And I watched you a lot last year with my own eye, but this year I've watched more video and stuff like that. That the hitting has definitely improved for you. I mean, what have you did to make yourself a better person at the plate?
Well, me and my dad are always hitting in the yard, and trying to improve that way. But more than that, just practice and.
But are they anything? I mean, like I don't know. I should ask you this beforehand, but travel ball, any kind of stuff like that you do.
I haven't played travel ball last summer. I took a break.
So, well, I mean, the results are on the field. That the progress is there, and it's hard not to see the progress that you put in. And you said you changed positions this year.
Yeah.
So how hard was that play a different position?
It definitely wasn't easy. I know one game I had, I think, 5 errors, and I was real. But I'm starting to do better, I think. Yeah.
So the 5 error game. Did Coach ever make you run or anything like that?
No.
Or
He just you're older playing
Yeah.
shortstop, so
Oh well, if I was playing that position, I would probably make 20 errors a game. I couldn't even see the ball coming to me. Um, I asked this, to a lot of the young girls and boys, that I interview, and it's a reoccurring question for everybody. We automatically know what the ultimate team goal for you and North Laurel is. Of course, you want to be last team standing.
yeah.
But what would it take for you to get to that ultimate goal?
I just think if we're all together for each and we play as a team for each other and just all step up and do what we know we can do, I think that we have no problem winning.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the progress is definitely there. It's hard not to, and again, Sage, I know you're all about team. I know that for sure. And I got to tell the folks at home one quick story. One of the best interviews I ever did was with you and Emily and Bella, and they was playing. I just had that song on the top of my mind and I can't remember it now, but had to repeat myself about 1,000 times. We do not own the rights to this music, and they still wind up taking half the video saying that we stole somebody's rights or something like that. But that was one of the funnest interviews I ever did because Jens was like interviewing each other. I don't know if Jens remember that,
Yeah.
but I definitely remember that moment. And of course, talked about Emily, and I can't let you go. I know that you're personally really really close friends with her and Bill. I know you got a lot of your teammates you're just as close to. I'm not just trying to separate that, but could you speak a little bit about Emily?
Emily, she's just an all around great person. There's nothing bad you could say about her. We've knew each other since forever, it feels like, and we've always played ball together, and she's like a sister to me, and I just love her, and she's always there for her, and I know she knows I'm always there for her too.
Well, Sage, I'll be honest with you. Every time I interviewed you, and like you've helped me too, so I know who to run to on my next interview. Uh, you just got together. I always said Emily made my job so much more easier. She made me look smart because you ask her a question, boom, 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 just keep going. You're like, oh yeah, this is what I like, and it made me look a whole lot more better. But one of the most best interviews I ever did in my life was always it seemed to be with her, and just always loved her, loved her family, and just does she still? Do you still talk regularly and stuff?
Yeah. When she
Um,
comes in here, comes in from
so
college.
so does she come in and give you all pointers and all that good stuff?
We need her to.
Well, I won't keep you long. I've already went over what I said I was going to keep you, but we know what day it is, Mother's Day. I lost my mom a couple of years ago, and may she rest in peace. But I love her and still love her, and hope to one day get to see her. But any shout outs on this Mother's Day?
I'll shout out my mom. She's the best person I know, and she's made me who I am today, and I just love her and thank her for supporting me.
Yeah, and anybody that knows you knows your family knows you're a great bunch, and just have to love all of you, but just have to love the North Laurel family down there too, and always been welcomed open arms every time I went down there. And but Sage, I do thank you for your time. I won't hold you too long, and I'm glad that we was able to get this interview through. And I know that you have church on Sundays and Wednesdays and stuff like that, and that's all that really matters in life. And it's really really important that I love it whenever I see priorities being put in place. And I do thank you for giving us your time, and hopefully we can get this video played tonight. If not, we'll blame it on Edward.
Thank you.
But thank you for coming on, and wish you personally and your North Laurel team the best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you so much.
Hey, that actually worked. Hey, you put the graph up.
You always got to put the graph up.
But that would just say, a shout out to the Sage. Everything, everything that could go wrong went wrong at the beginning of that interview. But Sage being Sage that we know of, just absolutely was um,
Well, you know, at this point in time, Mark just decides that he's going to go take a nap. So let's see why he's. I don't know what he's doing, but we'll go ahead and go through the top 10 while we're waiting on him. There you are. Did you decide to go take a
I,
nap or something?
no, I don't know what happened there. It's just my computer like literally just like turned off, and I had to like keep doing this number. It's charged. I don't know what went with it. But what I was saying about Sage was everything in the world that could go wrong went wrong, and that right before the interview, and she was really really patient, held on. I sent her a invite that didn't work. I had to email her. We finally got it going, and it was literally, Edward. You know how that goes. It was like literally one thing after another, but she held right in there, and the soldier that she is, and just absolutely uh, North has always been really really good to me and to all of us, and again I hope to get down there really really soon. But you cannot deny the fact on what they're doing again this year.
I would have to agree with you 100%, Mark.
But that graphic that you did, Sage, is really really good. But that being said, we'll keep going, and this is a much longer show than what we're accustomed to. But again, we had 4 guests on tonight, and we're glad. We'd do 20 if we could. I mean, just as long as and the viewers are sticking right with us too. So thank you again for all the viewers tonight. So our Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media Top 10, 13th Region Baseball Ranking.
Guess you're waiting on me to pull it up?
Yeah, mine ain't showing. Number 1, Whitley County. Number 2, Corbin. Number 3, South Laurel. Number 4, Bell County. Number 5, Clay County. Number 6, Harlan. Number 7, North Laurel. Number 8, Knox Central. Number 9, Harlan County. And number 10, Barville. And for the folks that's listened to us outside the region, if we've got anybody from the Louisville area, the Harrison County area, our statewide stuff is on Wednesdays. We only post our 13th region rankings on Sunday nights. Wednesday night is when Edward puts all the statewide work into it. and that's when he goes to his must see 5 in the state, top 10 state rankings. Uh, Here on Sunday nights, we're all about the 13th, and our Wednesday night show is more of a statewide deal. But that being said, it's hard to. I mean that. Let's be honest, the top ten's not moved a whole lot this year. Edward.
I mean, I would have to agree with you. I mean, we have seen some movement throughout the season, but one of the biggest movers that I've seen, and again, they just made a complete turnaround in their season, which is Bell County at number 4, and we know that they just had a couple losses, but again, they've been without one of their players due to senior trips. So you have to factor in all that also. But other than that, I think the list is pretty spot on, Mark.
Yeah, and hello back to Ryan. Ryan had to work again tonight, but Ryan gets in here whenever he can, and we love Ryan, and Ryan to get in here whenever he can, and have a good time with him. But that being said, we'll go to our Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 10 13th Region Softball Rankings.
Yep. Mark.
And at 1, South Laurel. At 2, North Laurel. At 3, Corbin. 4, Jackson County. 5, Pineville. 6, Lynn Camp. Number 7, Harlan County. Number 8, Harlan. Number 9, Clay County. And set at 10, Whitley County. And it just South North Corbin, Jackson. They've not been not been a whole lot of movement there either. They've been a little bit of shake up here and there, but again, every we say it every week. These rankings don't mean nothing. Rankings are all expressed upon certain opinions and opinions only. There's no wise man in a chair that's correct with these, and we get votes in from all directions. We tally up the vote, and that's how we put it together. And they've not been a lot of movement here either.
No, I mean you've seen a few teams, flip flop positions here and there, but other than that, the rankings has been pretty much about spot on. And again, you got district coming up real soon, and that's something I'm looking forward to getting to cover. Quite a few games during district and region time. But again, it's hard, for me not to look at that 4 and 5 spot. Those two teams are supposed to play each other there. If I'm not mistaken, it was either Thursday or Friday one. But due to all the rain and bad weather we had, that game of course got canceled. A lot of games got canceled last week. They could have factored into a little bit of the rankings, but that's just the way sports is. It's crazy sometimes due to weather, but other than that, I have to say it's pretty spot on.
Yep, and again, Edward, it'll play itself out. It always does. Again, I'm sure any coach in the region or statewide will tell you none of that matters. It just matters who's the last team standing. So, been a good show. Of course, we went 30 minutes, probably longer than our norm, but we've had more guests tonight than normal. And we would go 4 hours. We go 5 hours. Bring the guests on. We'll interview them. We'll promote them, and we'll hopefully we can help them laugh a little bit. Addison brought it. Sage brought it tonight. Just such a you just got to know when you really get to knowing some of these athletes personally, and there's more than just athletes in them. They're really good kids, and again, we say it all the time. We appreciate them more than may they even appreciate us because they're giving us their time. And like I said, we got the easy part. They got the hard part.
I would have to agree 100%, Mark. You know, I say it week in, week out, and I'm gonna leave you with this on my final thoughts. You know, I say it every week. You know, what's up to my boy Rob there? But you know, I say it week in, week out. Well, I appreciate it. You know,
And shout out to YouTube King. He's brought the comments tonight too. So Millsboro will be there. Millsboro you know, Millsboro showed that they can play with anybody. They do own a victory in softball against South Laurel. Millsboro's also they're right there. It's just these teams in the 13th region are so close. It's really I mean there's not much separation from first to last, and again these rankings mean nothing. They mean nothing. It's the last team standing. Even in uh, catch me if I'm wrong here, Edward. I think you covered it last year in the 52nd. You had a 4 seed to be the 1 seed.
yes,
I'm just telling you, you just don't know when you go to this mentality of when to go home. Um, Watch out because we've seen bigger upsets, and there's not much separation. None of these teams in baseball or softball, they're well coached. There's a lot of good pitching. You look at Addison, the that we just interviewed, Harlan. That
Addison
team's
Jackson.
yeah, that team is dangerous, dangerous, folks. You look at that record, and no, they're dangerous, folks. They just played a very good hazard team to the limit, and we all know how high Edward is on hazard. Edward does a lot of state work, and I'm telling you that spoke volumes for itself. There's not much separation in these groups, and again, everything plays itself out.
Exactly. And you know, like I said, I'm gonna congratulations, brother, on winning that championship, and bringing that dub home. But you know, I remember
I
another
wonder
team that done that
if I
once
could
upon a
teach.
time.
I need to teach Robert the hook shot. That would like make his game all the way around. You get the hook shot. He's already got the jump shot and everything else. He developed the no,
No,
no, okay.
but I'm gonna I'm gonna leave you with this. I say it every week, and again, you know, it's the God's on. This is the God's honest truth. You know, Saturday we spent all day, and big shout out to Tage Creek High School
Sunburnt,
for
sunburnt.
for allowing us to do what we love to do. You know, we went out and covered some in-state teams. You know, we got to see the Louisville males, the Harrison counties. We got to see the Fort Thomas Highlands play. We got to see the Boyd counties play. You know, we got to see a major variety of teams play up there, and you know, big shout out to them for allowing us to come up there. And but again, this goes for 13th region, any region, to anybody and everybody that's watching. You know, I can easily sit home, write stories, make all these pretty little graphics that I do, and say that I promoted the student athletes to the best of my ability. When I'm sitting here fibbing to you, Mark, get out, watch them, get out, cover them, get out and see the work that these student athletes truly put in. I mean, you ain't giving it justice until you see the work that they put on the field, the basketball court, the football field, the soccer fields, the tennis court. You're not giving none of it none of it justice until you physically get out and watch them and see the work, the heart, and the passion that they truly put in.
Hey man, and we seen that firsthand yesterday, and I'm telling you, shout out to one group, and you know the group I'm talking about. That was a group that was jumping up and down, and that it was really really fun, and but that should be our job, and that should be our. But that it's fun, and we you know and that's what we're supposed to be doing, and hopefully eventually I'll kick what's been bothering me here all year, and get back to my norm. I'm slowly getting there, but that's exactly how it needs to be done. But that being said, Edward, any thoughts on your show Wednesday before we close off?
Well, I'm not going to really let too much of the cats out of the bag. I'll pretty much probably be announcing it probably Monday evening, but just know we got some big time guests coming on, and I've got a big time host for everybody that hasn't tuned in yet. Now I've got a pretty great host that helps host the shows with me and helps coach me through and teach me more than what I knew about the sport. And you know, can't give her enough thanks. She's been killing it every show, and looking forward to hosting more shows with her from as long as she wants to continue hosting them.
But I want to leave you all with this. We always do our little inspirational deal. I'm going to take the high road because the low road is so crowded. Mia Farah, from all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless and happy Mother's Day to all the great moms in this world. Again, Mom, I love you. Rest in peace. There's never a day I'll never think about you. There's never a day that I could remember that face. Every time I got in trouble, I knew I was in trouble. But every time I got in trouble, she was trying to correct me. She was trying to teach me something. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mom. You only got one mom. And for that, we are very thankful to all the moms in this world. Good night and God bless.